Hey guys, what's up? I know it has been another long time since my last recording, and like I've said before, I get tired of telling you guys the same story over and over again that I've been gone for long periods of time, and then having to come back and tell you, this can sit there now, and tell you guys that I'm sorry, but unfortunately life is just when you think you finally get things back on track, everything's getting ready to start up again, and things just go out off the rails. So the last time I talked to you guys, I was, I'm going to say this ahead of time, I am just recently getting over being sick. I actually got sent home from my locals where I work on weekends Saturday by my boss because she said I looked like I was about to keel over, and which I'm grateful she did because I by the time I got home I was done. But anyway, I talked to you guys before I recently was going to travel to Oregon to see some friends and spend some time out there. Now, the thing that I got back, from Oregon on a Wednesday, and I was preparing to go back to school the following week. And that Thursday, before I was supposed to start school on a Monday, I got an email. And my school, I was attending ITT Technical Institute. I was 6 months away from a bachelor's degree, and I was informed that our school was going to be permanently closed. And the reason, after doing some research and talking to some people that I trust, long story short, basically my former school, basically had $250 million worth of government money that just disappeared, and there was no reason for it. So, I got to deal with that, and now I've been trying to figure out what my next move is going to be as far as school goes. It's been a real headache, guys. I mean, because I literally was 6 months away, and it's been a very hard time for me. I'm still not quite over it. It's hard when you work for something, for almost, I was going on 2 years into my bachelor's, and then at the last second, when you are literally because I was going to graduate in February, and when you can see the finish line, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it just gets slammed in your face shut, and that was pretty hard. It took me 3-4 days just to be able to be sociable again. It was a big hit. For the first 3 or 4 days, I couldn't keep food in my stomach. I couldn't sleep. I actually was on medicine at the time for depression because I just was not in a good state of mind, and it was very hard for me to deal with. Fortunately, though, I have the most powerful force in the world to help me combat that, and that is my friends. And I consider, I'm not going to go into deep discussion on this thing, but there was a school I was looking at, and basically, as it came down to, I wasn't religious enough for them, because fortunately, I was looking there because they were accepting ITT credits. And basically the long and the short of it was, since I wasn't, a devout religious person, they wanted nothing to do with me, which is ironic because I do know enough about the Christian religion, because anytime I had attended a church, that's the one that I went to. I do know enough to know that you do not judge others, but apparently Christians can break their own rules, but they judge others for when they break them. But anyway, that currently I'm not going to school. I'm just working right now. I am planning to finish school somewhere. If you notice, I'm kind of looking down. I've made some notes here on my phone of everything I wanted to mention. This is going to be a vlog. I'm going to start vlogging. Basically, just making a video and talking about whatever the hell I want to talk about or whatever you suggest. But anyway, so that's what's been going on with me. I enjoyed my trip to Oregon. I absolutely loved it. I had a blast. That's where I was planning on moving after I graduated. Life changes is something I have down here wrote. Well, school is no longer a thing in my life. I still work both my jobs, but life changes. Also, I'm probably going to have to move a lot sooner than I intended to finish my degree. I'm actually looking into moving out to Portland, Oregon, specifically Hillsboro, which is kind of like a suburb of Portland. I live in Owasso, Oklahoma, and if anybody knows anything about suburbs, it's part of the main city, but off to the side, is the best way I can describe that, if you may not understand that. It's basically it's a smaller city outside of a larger city, and fortunately I have friends, I have family there, and, and when I say friends, family, guys, to me, they're one and the same. So, I might be looking to be moving sometime within the next month or two, and that is a lot sooner than I had planned, which is something that, this was out of my control, and part of it was a real bummer for me, because there's still so much that I wanted to do. I don't know what this is going. I mean, people have been asking me what are you gonna do? Because I've mentioned to some of my friends that I might have to move, and they're like, well, are you moving? And to be honest, guys, I don't know, until, I'm currently talking to a school out in Oregon, and hopefully we can work something out. But if they offer me something, then I'm probably going to have to take that and just be happy with it. Unfortunately, what this means is I might have to completely, if not completely, I'll have to redo some of my bachelor classes, which does really suck, but, it's part of it. It's happened, it's over, I got to deal with it. I can only sit in the corner and be pissed about it for so long, before you just gotta you gotta stand back up and keep moving forward, and it sucks. So if by any chance, if any of you who watch these videos attended ITT Technical Institute, trust me, I'm right there with you. I cut up my old school ID. I about shredded my. I threw every book that said ITT away, and anger. So trust me, guys, I get it. It's not been a fun week, or actually it's not been a fun couple of weeks for me. But fortunately, I have some of the best friends in the world who have helped me through this, and that's part of the reason I'm not looking forward to making a decision to move as fast, because I do have very many good friends here, and that, but at the same time, you have to take your future into account, and other things, and it's going to suck to leave, especially, Christian and Sam. They're my teammates, they're my friends, they're more like my brothers, and I love them both very much, and it's going to suck when I leave them, but I have talked it over with both of them. That does not mean that Shadow Strike is not going to be attending events anymore. That means we still will be attending events. That just means I might have to travel a little bit farther than they will, but we are not going to break up. As far as a trio, the three of us love working together. I think the three of us really complement each other well. Those two, even though last Team League we did not get the result we wanted, I'm happy when I'm playing with the two of them. I mean, and I'm going to continue to be playing under that, and if I have to travel farther to do so, then that's what I'll do, or maybe they'll travel, we'll go to another Team League and get to meet new people, and as far as everyone I've ever met at the Texas Regionals, I absolutely have nothing bad to say about anybody. But, this will be another way for us to grow as a team, and it's going to suck not seeing them every weekend, but thank God for cell phones, texting, Skype, and Sam and Christian, as far as I'm concerned, they're my teammates for life, that doesn't mean, we may never team up with other people, but they will always be the best team that I've ever been a part of, and I've enjoyed all the travels with them, I've enjoyed working with them, it's going to be hard, especially to leave them, especially everyone else at my locals that I've grown so close to. if that time and decision is to be made, I will be making a video talking all about that, mainly for myself, with a couple of life lessons in it that maybe I can teach you guys, or just maybe bring to your attention that maybe something you should always appreciate. But we'll talk about that more on a later date. So the next thing I want to talk about in this vlog is I've gotten quite a few messages asking me, have I stopped playing Vanguard because they realized that I was posting a lot more buddy fight content. This has nothing, just because I took, let me be very clear, guys. I took up buddy fight. The way I got into buddy fight, I was home. Ironically, I was sick. I was at home sick. I had nothing to, this is bad. I have Netflix, I have Hulu, and I have cable, and I have 2 movie cabinets that I'm staring at right now full of movies and anime, and I had nothing to watch, and, or nothing that I wanted to watch. So I was literally just watching videos on my phone, which now looking back at it, my PS4 is hooked into YouTube, and I can watch the same videos that I'd watch on my phone on my big-ass TV, and I was still sitting watching them on my phone, which makes 0 sense, and I came across Buddy Fight, and I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to at least just sit here and watch it because I'm bored. I haven't watched it, and it might just be something that I'm just going to watch. I'm not going to play the game. I remember having a conversation with myself. I mean, sometimes if people were to cross in front of my home and see my window, they'll see me just sitting there talking to myself. They're probably thinking, God, that guy's crazy. But I have arguments with myself. And I was literally sitting there saying, okay, Jayden, we're going to just watch this because we don't have anything else to watch. It might be fun to watch. It might be something that'll just keep our attention so we can just sit here and focus on getting well again, but we're not going to play the game. We are not going to play the game. We are not going to play the game. We are not going to play the game, okay? You do understand that. We're not going to play the game. And then Drum showed up, and I was like, oh my God, he is so cool. And then cut to, by the time I was on episode 2, I was texting my friend Jonathan, who I met through Yu-Gi-Oh!, who is kind of like the buddy fight guru. He's kind of like our local's Baku, for buddy fight, and, thumbs up if you get that reference. But anywho, I was talking to him, and I said, look, I'd like to learn how to play this game. It'll be something nice to play, when I'm just wanting a break from Vanguard. And I said, and he just kind of introduced me to deck building and things like that. Now, I still ask his opinion many times because I respect his opinion as a deck builder, but I've gotten to where I can build my own decks now. And, but I genuinely enjoy, I genuinely enjoyed learning what I did from him because I felt in the, I haven't played Buddy Fight for even a year yet, and I think I feel that I'm a pretty good player. But anywho, just because I've been posting more Buddy Fight content, that does not mean that I'm not playing Vanguard. I'm still playing Vanguard, guys. I'm going to be playing Bushiroad product games for probably the rest of my life, if that's possible. Because here's why. The reason I wasn't posting more Vanguard content, because people were saying, hey, why don't you do an updated deck profile on this, or this, or this, or this. The only problem is, after set 7 drop, the only deck that I was playing was Blade Master or Kagero variants. And it's just like, I could sit here and talk about Kagero all day long and everything I can do, but I do not see that as enjoyable for you. So, and I want, people are like, well, why don't you update, maybe Messiah? And it's like, well, I'm waiting for set 8. And they're like, well, why don't you update Bluish Flames? Well, I'm waiting for set 8. Well, why don't you update Narukami? Well, I do have an updated Brawler deck that you'll see later, but I'm still kind of waiting for more, And as far as Bluish Flames goes, because that is one that was requested 2 or 3 times, Guys, I came this close to ordering the Fighters Collection Bluish Flame Stride Holy Flame, but I'm sorry, that card sucks. That card sucks. It sucks. It sucks. I tried. I play tested it as a proxy, and I just went, you know what? No, this card sucks. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to wait until Set 8 comes out and we get the new Gold Paladin Stride that comes out in it, because that card is actually pretty decent in Bluish Flames. And if you're sitting there going, no, it won't be, I've already tested it, so please feel free to go test it yourself and prove me right. But I'm sorry, I will not play Holy Flame. That card sucks. But it was just that I had no other ideas, you know, to more decks to make or things like that. I just didn't have any ideas, but I had all these buddy fight decks I started building. I mean, I literally just started building buddy fight decks, and I was just like, well, I'll post these up, and my friends who like buddy fight, you know, will like them. But just because I'm playing buddy fight, guys, does not mean that I'm going to stop my Vanguard content, because that's why I always tell you guys, give me ideas. Maybe you have thought of something I can do that I haven't, because I don't claim to be the guru of videos or being able to think up ideas. That's why I do my Q&As. That's why I'm going to start doing these vlogs, you know. You know, but anywho, guys, that is why my Vanguard content was down a little bit. Not because I just didn't want to make Vanguard videos anymore, or somehow Buddy Fight stole me from Vanguard. Vanguard's always going to be the first game that I play. It's always going to be the first choice, because that was literally the first game that I have loved playing the most since I played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid. And, you know, and that is the truth. So that is... just because my buddy fight content started going up and less Vanguard content does not mean that I'm going to give up on Vanguard. So please just be patient. And as always, guys, I've always told you I have an open door policy when it comes to videos. If you have an idea, shoot it at me and I'll see what I can do. Now, the last thing I want to mention in this vlog, because I'm going to try and keep these vlogs somewhat to a max in my head. I'm not going to try, but at the same time, I don't want it to go on forever. But anyway, for this last one, is I want ideas for a vlog. Now, this is where you can say, well, why don't you talk about this, or you talk about this, or you talk about this that's happening in our current day and age, or this, or why don't you talk about, you know, this, or I don't care what it is. It can be over current events, it can be over sports, it can be over music, it can be over just a random topic that you want my opinion on, or you want my views on. Please keep in mind, though, any topic that is given to me, I will talk about, but at the same time, be willing to accept my opinion. I will do my best to give it as respectfully as possible. I've always been a person to never knock someone for their beliefs, so whatever topic you guys shoot me, I will do my absolute best to treat it with respect and make sure that I do my best not to try and step on anybody's toes. But I cannot promise that, but I will do it in a manner that I feel that is respectful and not to hurt anyone's feelings. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for checking this out. I'm going to start doing these vlogs as much as I can. Again, I will try to keep you guys as posted and updated on my current situation as possible. I don't know when I'll be moving. I don't know if I'll be moving. I don't know what's going on, so I'm just going to have to play it by ear. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for your support. Thanks for being patient with me, because I know it's hard. You know, I wish that I could do these more frequently, but life. But anyway, guys, thank you very much again. So make sure you leave a like in the comments, leave something in the comment section for me. Tell me about a certain, leave a certain topic that you'd like to see a vlog on or whatever, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and I'll see you next time.